Alabama contains some of the most beautiful and biologically diverse rivers on Earth. The importance of these rivers is often underestimated. Our water resources are the lifeblood of our communities and economies. Alabama citizens can play a key role in the protection of these resources for future generations. Our rivers provide us with drinking water, food, recreation, electricity, commerce, and a unique quality of life. These places are also a valuable refuge for much of our state's wildlife and aquatic biodiversity. Alabama contains more freshwater biodiversity than any other state. Our state has 77,000 miles of streams and rivers, enough to circle the earth 3 times. We also have numerous water resources in our wetlands, estuaries, reservoirs, and coastal waters. Despite this abundance of water, our rivers are increasingly contaminated, degraded, and exploited. Alabama ranks 2nd in the nation for extinct species, and the majority of these were found in our rivers. Our state currently ranks 4th in species at risk for extinction. There are many rivers in our state with water too polluted to safely swim in or eat the fish. The EPA estimates that between 1.8 and 3.5 million Americans a year become ill from swimming in polluted water. Our waters are becoming increasingly scarce due to increased demand and the impacts of drought and poor planning. The good news is we live in a democracy. We have the opportunity to tell our elected officials what needs to be done to protect our waters. We can all work together to encourage the development of strong water policy for healthy water resources. By speaking out and taking action, citizens can help ensure there will always be ample, clean water supplies for all Alabamians. It is our job as citizens to keep our communities healthy and be a part of the solution. We have entrusted our elected officials in various state agencies to oversee our natural resources and make wise decisions that affect our lives. However, our state agencies often don't live up to our expectations. In 2007, citizens who were tired of the poor health of Alabama's waterways helped create the Alabama Water Agenda. This agenda prioritized the major threats facing Alabama's water resources and outlined the ways citizens can take action to improve the health of our waters. By focusing on improving water policy, the agenda can guide the way to healthy waters. With citizen leadership in action, the goals of the agenda can lead to cleaner waters for all Alabamians. 6 priority threats have been identified by citizens, watershed groups, and environmental experts. Suburban sprawl is a major threat to Alabama's rivers and natural resources. Increased or unplanned construction causes our waters to be choked with sediment. Rooftops and paved surfaces increase flooding and also lead to lower base flows. Converting natural areas and cropland to hard surfaces reduces our ability to keep pollution, sediment, and flooding in check. Many developments are poorly planned and fail to protect our waters and the community's quality of life. Better state laws and local ordinances regarding land use policy need to be adopted. We need to advocate for more economic incentives to encourage developers and local governments to incorporate smarter growth into their plans. Rivers need abundant, naturally variable flows to support ecosystems and humans' many needs. Our high demand for water and physical manipulation of rivers has reduced the flow in many of Alabama's rivers. Altered stream and river systems and unmanaged water uses increase the impacts of low water levels during summer months. Alabama's Office of Water Resources and the state legislature need to work with all parties and develop a state water flow policy for our rivers. This policy needs to ensure that there will always be adequate water flowing in our rivers. For years, Alabama, Georgia, and Florida have been debating over the rights to river water. A state water flow policy would strengthen our position in this dispute. Urban and rural stormwater runoff is a major cause of poor water quality in Alabama. Runoff from logging, mining, agriculture, and construction carries large amounts of sediment into our rivers. Sediment is the leading cause of impairment to our waters. Sediment in our rivers smothers aquatic life, hinders navigation, and can increase the price to treat drinking water. Stormwater runoff from various sources and land uses can adversely affect the quality and quantity of our water. Better land use and pollution prevention policies at the state and local level are vital to protect our water resources. Citizens can work with their local government to encourage community planning and incentives for low-impact development. Laws designed to protect our environment will not stop polluters if they are not consistently applied and enforced by state agencies. Clear agency policies dealing with polluters will ensure all permit violators are dealt with in a fair and consistent manner. The public can determine the effectiveness of this process if they have better access to information on violations and fines. Enforcement policies also need to be strengthened to prevent future violations. Alabama needs the flexibility to use fees and fines for water protection and restoration projects throughout the state. There are 6 main state agencies responsible for protecting our water resources. One agency's decision can often overlook important water quality assessments that other agencies would have taken into account. This situation often creates confusion, conflict, and inaction for water protection. Alabama needs better policies to ensure our state agencies communicate and work with each other. There is little policy in place to make sure all aspects of water protection are considered thoroughly in the decision-making processes of each agency. We should encourage our state agencies to develop clear decision-making processes and meaningful open dialogue with the public and other agencies. Programs and agencies created to monitor and protect our waters are extremely underfunded. Per capita spending on environmental protection in Alabama is among the lowest in the nation. The people of Alabama should encourage our state legislature to allocate more funds to state agencies responsible for protecting our water resources. Agencies with insufficient funding are unable to do their job and uphold their responsibilities to the citizens of Alabama. We must also encourage our government to take full advantage of federal funding for water protection. Our environmental laws were created to protect our basic human need for a clean and healthy environment. Yet, our rights afforded by these laws are continually threatened by poor water quality and agencies that fail to enforce environmental laws. Better water policy can reduce the major threats to our waters, strengthen our agencies, and improve the health of our state's waters. Our elected officials and state agencies are in a position to better protect our state's natural heritage and the rights of its citizens. Our environmental policies should take into consideration our quality of life and provide a better balance with the needs of polluting industries. It's time we speak up and tell our local and state officials we want a clean and healthy environment. Get involved, support the Alabama Water Agenda, and write to your elected officials encouraging them to do the same. You can help keep our state's rivers clean, flowing, and beautiful.